Hello, my friends, and welcome to the very last check-in video of the Join the Journey Challenge. We've made it. I'm gonna wrap this up here and now, and I just wanna start off by thanking you from the bottom of my heart for watching these videos. If you have tracked along with me for this whole journey, then I am grateful to you for your support. It really means a lot to me that you watch these, and I also hope that you've gotten something out of them as well. So, I don't even know where to start. I want to share with you kind of some of my closing thoughts. It's hard to even capture in words how much this time in my life and this project has grown me and challenged me. I feel in a very different place than I did 3 months ago, which is really cool. And I would love to know if you feel like that at all in your life and with your project. As part of this challenge, we talked in the beginning about looking at like strengthening 5 skill areas. Do you remember what they are? I think we had motivation, courage, consistency, self-awareness, and resilience is the last one. So I would ask you kind of just to join along with me in a little bit of reflecting. Do you feel like you have practiced any of those areas in particular? Do you feel stronger in any of those areas? I know for me, I would say like the top 3 that I've really practiced through this project have been courage, self-awareness, and resilience. That one has probably been the biggest, that one and courage. So I do feel stronger in that, and you know, they're all kind of skills, so we get stronger by practicing, right? So I wonder for you, which one of those you feel like you've improved in. I also want to ask you, did you accomplish the goal that you set out for? I mean, it's kind of a funny question to ask since this was so much focused on like the process and the journey and not so focused on the goal or the destination. But at the same time, maybe you did have a specific goal. I had a goal, and mine wasn't like terribly specific or measurable. If you remember from the first few videos, I think I talked about how I wanted to feel creatively unblocked. I wanted to sort of reawaken my creativity and my creative practice, sort of bring it back to life. And I do feel like I've done that. I feel more self-expressed than I have in a really long time. And I also feel like I still have a long way to go. I think it's become apparent to me that it's all, you know, I'm a work in progress, and this whole journey, it doesn't end here for me. It's going to continue. Even though I'm ending this challenge or this video series, I am continuing on my creative journey, and actually I think that's a beautiful thing, you know. And I think that's representative of life. Life is movement. It's you know, constantly evolving and moving, and I think that's a good thing. So yes, I accomplished my goal, and I have further to go at the same time. And then the other thing I wanted to share with you are sort of my the condensed version of the top 3 lessons that I am taking away from this project. So lesson number 1 is never abandon the things that you're passionate about. It's what makes us who we are, and these are the things that bring joy into our lives. So I have rediscovered my passion for art, and I don't plan on abandoning it again. I've also been rediscovering a lot of other things that I'm passionate about, you know, certain music and dance and poetry and just other things that I haven't spent much time on in a while. And this phase of my life, I've gotten to really enjoy that stuff again. So never abandon the things you're passionate about, and make space for them always, no matter how busy your life gets. I think it's so important that we pursue our passions. Lesson number 2, I feel like I'm losing my voice a little bit, and I don't know why. It's probably mental. Because this is just hard stuff to talk about. Like I said, it's so difficult for me to kind of put all of this into a short video, but I am going to keep my eye on it. I don't want this to be really long. So number 2 is the lesson that lasting progress comes through baby steps at a sustainable pace. And also alongside that is the importance of rest and recovery to a growth process. And also just knowing that even if you don't see measurable results kind of on the outside, it doesn't mean that you aren't growing or making progress on the inside, right? Like a plant that's growing roots, you don't see the roots growing, but it needs to produce those strong roots in order to give the green foliage and the flowers that we appreciate. So I'm thinking of this growth process kind of like that. It can be slow at times, it can be quiet and seemingly invisible at times, but I think that's the nature of it, and it's something that I need to respect. Okay, and then the last lesson is, yes, you can't always see the path until you walk it. And sometimes maybe there is no path and it's up to us to create it. So I experienced this in the sort of micro scale of when I'm doing when I'm like in the middle of a painting and I have to figure out like how I'm going to make it look the way I want it to look. And I kind of, feel lost in the jungle when doing that, but also on the macro scale of like, there are times in life when we may feel lost and maybe we feel like we can't see our path or we've lost our sense of direction. That's a little bit how I felt during this period of time. And I think in those moments, it comes down to courage and faith. It's having the courage to continue to move forward and take those steps, even in the darkness, even through that jungle of uncertainty, and just to trust ourselves and to trust our inner guidance, or to trust a higher power to guide us, and know that we are capable of creating a path where none exists. And I think that that's a really cool way to look at life, and especially, a creative, a very original life path can be thought of like that, just like creating an original work of art. So that's a big one. That's probably the biggest one for me. And along those lines, I thought I would end by sharing with you a poem. It's by Antonio Machado, who's a Spanish kind of modernist poet. I came across this a few weeks ago and I was waiting for the right moment to include it in these videos, and here we are. I think it's perfect right now. So I'm going to read it in Spanish first, and then I'll read a translation in English. Okay. Caminante, son tus huellas el camino y nada más. Caminante, no hay camino, se hace camino al andar. Al andar se hace el camino, y al volver la vista atrás, se ve la senda que nunca se ha de volver a pisar. Caminante, no hay camino, sino estelas en la mar. Traveler, your footprints are the only road, nothing else. Traveler, there is no road. You make your own path as you walk. As you walk, you make your own road, and when you look back, you see the path you will never travel again. Traveler, there is no road, only a ship's wake on the sea. So I'll leave you with that, and just to close, I want to thank you again for joining me on this journey. For watching these videos, for supporting me, and and just thank you from the bottom of my heart. I really appreciate you guys. I couldn't have done this without you. There really are no words to capture what I want to express, so that's the best I can do. And where am I going from here? Well, I will be, like I said, continuing my creative journey. It doesn't end here for me. This is the last video of this series, but since I plan to continue painting and making artwork, I may continue to record videos here and there just to show you updates to anyone who's interested in following along. So I will probably put those in a different playlist on the same channel. So if you do want to see those updates, if you're interested in tracking along with me still, then, and if you haven't already, then you may want to subscribe to the channel and put the alert on, that little bell icon, because that'll let you know when I post a video, since it'll be less regular from here on out. Although, as we know, these videos have gotten less and less regular. That's life. Okay, so there's that, and I'll also be teaching again a more regular schedule next semester, but I do look forward to continuing my artwork and kind of looking at how that can complement and balance my my life as a teacher. So kind of the idea of integrating the two sides of me, you know, the Professor Holly and the artist Holly, as my friends pointed out. Of course, we are all much more than the roles that we fill in life, and you know, I don't want to say that I'm only this or that. I'm both, but also not just those things. But anyway, sort of looking at how this next phase will sort of integrate those two parts to myself, which is something I feel like I've started in this part of the journey. Okay, I am going to call it because I'm just going to keep rambling. So thank you all so much. I love you, and I wish you all the best. Happy travels. May the force be with you, and maybe I'll see you around again on the YouTube. Bye for now.